Yo guys, how you all doing today? Murray Minute 75. Guys, I'm back for another video. Basically guys, I wanted to do a video tonight just as a bit of a reaction to the transfer window which shut last night. I just wanted to go through obviously the deadline day signings and the overall signings that Hibs have made during this transfer window. I also want to preview this weekend's fixtures and a wee bit of discussion as to who I believe will be the next manager of Hibs. So first and foremost, I hope we're all doing well. I hope we've all had a decent enough working week, and I hope we're looking forward to the football tomorrow. Also, while we're on that, keep an eye out for my matchday vlog, which I will be doing tomorrow and will be uploaded after the Hibs and Aberdeen game later on that day. So yeah, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy week again, being a Hibs supporter. Obviously, with everything that's happened with Neil Lennon, obviously, jury's still out as to did the club handle it correctly? Are the players at fault? Was it Lennon at fault? Obviously, there's a lot of questions there that have basically not been answered in my eyes. The statement, obviously, that was put out by Leanne Dempster and Rod Petrie, to me, was quite embarrassing. It didn't answer any questions that I think a lot of Hibs fans had at the time. It basically just told us, well, it never even really gave us any real insight as to what's been happening at the club. So a bit of a weird one in that sense. But obviously the transfer window shut last night. A bit of a weird transfer window, I think, because obviously we brought in 3 players last night before midnight. And I find it odd, the fact that we brought in players even though we don't have a manager just now. I think in the sense that obviously we brought in 5 players overall, 4 are on loan. It probably isn't the worst idea, the fact that these players are on loan just now, because obviously, you know, we don't have a manager. There's no guarantees that whoever the manager will be will like these players. So the fact that we've only got them on loan obviously only means that we have them for the last 6 months of the season. So if things go wrong, who's to really blame, really? So it's a bit of a weird one, I think. But anyway, obviously we brought in 5 players. We brought in Ryan Gould. Obviously I spoke quite highly of Ryan Gould in a previous video. He's shown real flashes of quite great quality. I'm really happy that we've got him in on loan, and hopefully, you know, we could get him in permanently come the summer. But obviously, again, with the whole change in manager, that might not be happening. We signed Stefan Omayenga from Genoa over in Serie A. I've not really seen enough of him, to really be honest, to actually have a real distinctive opinion on him. He looked decent enough when we played Motherwell, but it was a really poor performance by Hibs that night. So I'm not really going to withhold, I'm going to kind of withhold my opinion of him just now, purely because I don't know enough about him. And then obviously that brought us to last night. We brought in Mark McNulty, Darnell Johnson and Gail Bigaramana. I hope I've said his name right. You know, I'm quite happy the fact that we've got another striker in. That hopefully will mean from now on we'll go 2 up top instead of just having Flo in there on his own. Darnell Johnson, from what I've seen of him, because I actually am quite sad. I watched the Check and Trade Trophy and things like that when it's on the TV. Any match that's on TV, chances are I'll watch it. So I actually have seen this guy play, and he looked really, really good in a lot of the matches that I've seen him play in. So, you know, could he be a really good wee signing for the rest of the season? Obviously, I think he's been brought in as cover for Ryan Porteous, who stupidly put his knee out against Motherwell. And then on to the next one. Obviously, it's Gail Bigaramana. I have seen this guy play a few times for Motherwell, and to be quite honest with you, I'm actually quite happy that we've got him. The first game of the season when we played Motherwell at Easter Road, I actually thought he was their best player in the second half. So I'm actually really quite surprised that Motherwell have let him go. As I say, I do think he is quite a decent enough player. How will he fit into the mould at Hibs just now? I really don't know. But that's obviously the 5 players who we've signed. And obviously we tried to bring in Scott Allen last night. Obviously we failed in that sense. But I think Celtic are still being quite bitter on the whole John McGinn saga. So that's maybe I'm wrong in that sense. But that's just how I'm thinking it. Obviously we've signed him up to a pre-contract deal. So Scott Allen will be a Hibs player in 6 months' time and for the next 3 years. So that's fantastic bit of business here by Hibs. Obviously, we let 5 players go. Jamie McLaren, Effie Ambrose, Ross Laidlaw, the Greek right back, which I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try and attempt to say his name, and somebody else who I can't remember. I knew I should have wrote that down. But obviously 5 in, 5 out at Hibs. As I say, a bit of a weird transfer window, bearing in mind just now that we haven't really got a manager in. But anyway, that's transfer window shut for at least another 6 months. So hopefully, hopefully now we're not going to have any more rumours and things like that, because I've had enough of rumours to do my lifetime in this last week and a bit. But anyway, that brings me on to my predictions for this weekend's football, which obviously starts tonight with Kilmarnock against Hearts. On paper, I think this is going to be a really, really good game of football. Killie are really strong at home. Hearts just now, I think they're a bit hit and miss. It is a big game for them, but I still see Kilmarnock winning that game. No because I'm a Hibby, but genuinely because Kilmarnock are that strong at home. I am going to go for 2-0 for Kilmarnock in that game. And then on to Saturday's fixtures, we'll start off with Hamilton and Dundee. To be honest, that's got draw written over it. I think both teams just now are playing really, really poor football. Obviously, Martin Cannon left Hamilton this week and has been replaced by Brian Rice. Jim McIntyre doesn't seem to be hitting the right notes at Dundee just now. I think they're at the foot of the SPL just now, and they were put out the Scottish Cup by Queen of the South during the week there. So I think that's going to be a 0-0 draw. I think it's going to be 0-0. I think it's actually going to be quite a poor game of football. Hibs and Aberdeen, again, I don't know what to expect for Hibs. No manager, a good win last week against St Mirren. Aberdeen, obviously, I think Aberdeen now are hitting a wee bit of a purple patch. They're hitting their stride. So if you offered me a 1-0 win for Hibs, I'd bite your hand off for it, and that's going to be my prediction, 1-0 for Hibs. Bringing me swiftly on to Motherwell and Livingston. Motherwell showed against Hibs how good a team they can be with the pressing game that they played, but Livingston equally obviously are having a great season just now. Their home form has been fantastic, but their away form has been pretty poor, and for that reason I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Motherwell. Bringing me on to Rangers and St Mirren. I'm being honest, I can only see one team winning that, and unfortunately that is Rangers. I can see them scoring quite big on that, to be honest, so I'm going to go 3-0 for Rangers on that. And the last game of the weekend, which will be on Sunday, is St Johnstone versus Celtic. I do think Celtic now are really going to hit their stride in terms of the title race. They're not, I think that sort of blip that they had sort of at the start of the season, I think that is now definitely gone. And for that reason, I think I'm going to go Celtic 3, St Johnstone 1. That's my predictions for this weekend's games. And obviously, I couldn't do a video without trying to give my predictions as to who the next Hibs manager is going to be. I've heard a lot of stories recently, being it could be Alan Stubbs. We're talking about Gordon Strachan. There has been talk of Steve Clarke at Kilmarnock, which I think just won't happen. His stock's too high at Kilmarnock just now to come to Hibs now anyway. There's no danger that's going to happen in my eyes. As I say, I've heard Alan Stubbs, I've heard Gordon Strachan, I've heard a few names, and to be quite honest with you, I don't really know who I'd like for Hibs manager, to be honest. I think Gordon Strachan would be a good one, because again, he's quite a natural born winner. Alan Stubbs obviously has got great ties to Hibs with the Scottish Cup win, but the one reason why I wouldn't want Alan Stubbs in charge is purely because I don't want the legacy that Alan Stubbs built up with the Scottish Cup to be tarnished. And I think that is a real possibility. Obviously, he's not had the best of success after leaving Hibs, failed spells at Rotherham and St Mirren, and I just think because of that, I just don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I've heard other names. I've heard Gary Rowett's name mentioned. I've heard Steve Clarke I've mentioned. Steve Evans as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm on the fence as to who the new Hibs manager is going to be. Please, guys, if you want to chip in with this debate here as to who you think that the next Hibs manager will be, stick a comment in the comment section below. If you've got any predictions for this weekend's fixtures, please by all means give me your predictions, give me your opinions of the new Hibs players who have came into the setup just now, and keep an eye out for my latest vlog, which will be getting uploaded tomorrow after the Hibs and Aberdeen game. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. That would be amazing if you could do that. Give the channel a subscribe, MurrayBinter75, and click the bell icon beside the subscribe button. That will let you know when I upload. But that being said, enjoy your Friday night and see you tomorrow for the Hibs game. Goodbye, guys.